Hi, if you'd like to come on in for a little symbolic support, here's our shadow Inkblot that'll inspire our session today. If you'd like to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on tarot and oracle. It's a little bit wet. And we have ghost tube here, seer, for any visuals that may pop up. So receive or release freely, of course. I'm already getting that there's a presence of bearing weight in the back, and somebody's taking it from the taking the weight from the front, and there's like an exchange, like right on up here. If this is like the boulder, and this is somebody bearing it on the back, and this is somebody carrying it on the front. Okay, I'm gonna dig in here. If you'd like to open with me, you're welcome to close the eyes. Cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. All right, let's scry the afterlife aura or astral aura. See what's going on. Okay. So the way I'm seeing this is there's actually like a party of 3. And I don't have my thing today. So I'm going to have to, there's 1, 2, 3. I feel like there's 3 generations, and there's somebody from spirit. Actually, they're all from spirit. So there's 3 spirits, and this is what I feel like is the incarnation, person, body, animated character that's coming through. And okay. It's like, if you were, okay, I'm in like Fred Flintstone and like Barney Rubble, and I think if they work in a mine or something like that, or in a quarry, and they're taking rocks and passing them to each other, but in different ways. And they're drawing it out of the incarnation here. And as each generation or aspect of these spirits that are stepping forward, they transmute it differently, because I can see it. It's like, if say this is the original boulder and it draws into this energy being, and they're pure white, and then there's the boulder that transforms, and this being has a little bit of gray, and then it hands off to this being, which is all gray, but then it's kind of released white, like it's pure. It becomes pure again. There's also like an otter coming through. An otter symbology may mean something to somebody. There's somebody that has passed that had large ears. I'm very much so in some subconscious space here. I'm laying down to surrender. I feel as though when this person may have passed with the large ears, and maybe there could have been like some alcoholism or something, or maybe just, like, because I'm seeing like a red nose, like Rudolph, but some people get like a red nose when they've been drinking in spirits. Aries time frame is coming in. So the person might have passed around then in the Aries season, or they could have been in Aries or something about that. Maybe you're in Aries. There's a healing going on. Like if you can see, like there's the big ear and this laying, right? And it's like, I feel like this energy is incarnate. Could be you, could be a collection of yous. And it's like each hand is laying upon the feet of this person that is passed. And I feel like they were passed quite some time ago. There's some sort of surrendering that had happened. There, at some point in time in their lifetime, they may have been listening to lower vibrational frequencies. And when I say that, it's not in a measurement of ick or hooray. It's that's just, I don't know what it was. Again, it's like those spirits of like how alcohol is called, or wines or whatever it is, are called spirits. There's something about that. And maybe that's just in relation to how they had passed. Because I'm seeing it in their liver. And you know when you're a baby and they have like those squishy things to suck out, like boogers or something in the ears? I'm seeing those come in to help draw things out. Upheaval, honesty, and moderation. It's like, I'm being honest, I realized the upheaval I caused. Maybe there was a different aspect of them that would come forward and like transform. Just like these three guides up here, but it's like they're representing, as I would take in the spirit or the spirits, I would transform and create upheavals in my surroundings for the people around me. Moderation being the wisdom that's being shared. Confusion, change, travel. So when they passed, they were a little bit confused because I feel like they were inebriated. I'm feeling inebriated even of this. And they weren't really sure what to do, but they were met by one very guide or person in particular. And they were given a choice. They were given a choice to stay closer to the frequency of the living, or to transmute more completely. What did they do here? Can I get an eye on this? That's the choice. That's the choice. They watched their body be laid to rest. They were wrapped in something. They were wrapped in something. Oh, is it the vines? Or like some sort of garland. It's like I'm seeing things placed upon a casket. Now, whether that they were like the casket was cremated or burned afterwards, I do kind of get the sense this is buried because I can still see the body. But I'm seeing things being laid upon, like even like a lei from Hawaii. Like I'm seeing something along that lines. Okay, thank you. What they are doing to be of service in reciprocity for what they may have put the living through. Now, there's a different understanding. There's a realization here I want to add and note that this isn't of a pity. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I actually feel very empowered. And I feel empowered because I can put my choices to use and help protect. It's like they reside outside of the home, like by the door or a bedroom door. If somebody's has a sensation of not somebody pacing, I feel like it is almost like a sleeping lion. They're quite content and they're very protective. They're very protective of the home and the pillars of the people within that home and the family from what they perceive might be danger. Even if there's like an adolescent in the home that is, at that time and age, you experiment in finding tolerances, and they are with them. If in case there was any pain from the loss or the, I'm hearing like alcoholism runs in the family. So I feel like there's one in particular, one person that they're very protective of to help make different choices, not in a judgment. Moderation is key, because something about the transformation, like Jekyll and Hyde, there might be some sort of blacking out, or I can't remember, and that's an excuse, or that kind of, well, I don't remember, so I'm not accountable. Queen of Swords, and it's like changing that mentality with them, but I'm very protective over them. Queen of Swords, Six of Swords, and Death is here. Oh, so they did transition, thank you, fully over. I realized I never... Yeah, okay, so that confusion is cleared up. The presence of this person that's past Wheel of Fortune is trying to, or no, is along with the living. So if this message is for you, thank you so much. And if you're just listening, holding space for another, gratitude galore. It's almost as if in their passing, what became aware of the upheaval on both sides of awareness is helping the very same, I'm going to say combat the alcoholism or behaviors from the other side. So one is not going out it alone. Listen, because I do hear you. I do talk back when you're angry at me, when you are talking to yourself and you're recapping what may be frustrating, when you're recalling the memories of what that incarnation did, what that incarnation caused in effect. Please do not carry them and sink your ship. Carry your personal power, as that is what I'm infusing your incarnation with. Somebody may have found a faith, maybe reading books about stuff. Yeah, whatever kind of topic it is, it just, could feel like codependency or dis-ease, something along that lines. Could have even been a journal that somebody kept and recapping it over their death. But they did move on. They did move on. They did make the choice. Even if somebody in the living has moments of like pointing the finger and be like, this is your fault, or I just feel like there's this spouts and bouts of aggression and anger. I hear you. I'm hearing that, and I receive that. That hurt, I am working to transmute with you. Release it. Even if you're someone saying it in a therapy session or in a circle, they are there. They are there. They are there with you. And it's all in the mind. There's something about the mind. The thoughts I think, and I'm beating myself up. It's like moving through what feels like like 5 of Cups feeling. And by feeling the feels and talking it out, it's like talking myself off the ledge, talking it out and feeling all the vibratos and the lows and the like I can hear all these different like emotions being expressed, but like in sound. but it moves through the song. And it feels like I'm listening to like maybe metal or something like that, because it punctuates. And it's like, and after I can listen to that, then I can receive a love song. Because there's so much currency running through me. Okay, so there's like, I have flipped it now. See this being right in here? This is something else. I think we're stepping into a different spirit. I could be wrong. It's all tied together. I just heard it's all tied together. In the bigger picture, in the big scheme of things. So there's this feminine angel coming forward. And she has like you see here, like there's like the wings or the aura of it. And then right about here. Okay, so it's male and feminine as one. And there's some sort of, I don't know if it's religious or if it's a symbol. I don't know if it's priests or, I don't know. I don't know what they are, but there's something that come over here. Stepping forward into humanity from the underworld. I rise up for those in the living. Those in the living that feel as though they're existing in the underworld while they're on the surface. They are the above. You are in the above. One layer of the ladder of what could be above. And actually this ladder is a hamster wheel. And this hamster wheel is rolling and rolling and rolling. Okay, give me a second. It's a very big presence. They have long hair, male or female, because I feel as though this, and I'm going to say angelic presence. I'm going to say angelic presence because it's absolutely what it feels like. It's how they're stepping forward. Oops, sorry. I'm not great at paying attention to that, eh? There we go. They're very, very large. There's a listening. I sit and listen. And it's like I'm... when they rise, and I'm going to say rise up, because I feel like they don't kind of float down. They kind of just like rise up in this manifestation. They rise up. And this isn't like coming from the depths of scariness and bloat. They rise up. Like a TV does from a mantle or something like that. I just heard it could be someone's like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like that's how they would. Is that even right? That's what I heard. That's how it's received. Received well. Altar. Okay. So they step forward. This angelic presence. And they are even attached to or work with something larger than them. Cauldron, yes. Yes, they do. They help transmute things. In the cauldron, bewitching, yes it be, blinking you shall see a bubbling desire left in the brewing rain. Somebody might have made their own beer or been hiding a spirit, going back to the other story. Okay, so I'm back in the angelic presence. Very, very large in charge. And I mean that they, they are working with and attached to, and I say attached in alignment to another energy that's even larger than them. And I really don't want to use those tangible terms to measure importance or measure value. Okay, so it's just simply the scope in which the energy moves through. So I'm going to say the original angel seems to like come up and take up maybe like 6 to 9 feet of space, visually speaking. But the older, again, it's not a measurement, this alternative energy that it works with in alignment and attachment works horizontally. So the first one is vertical, the second one is horizontally. And it goes out about 12 to 14. Yeah, 12 and beyond. It can stretch as need be. It's like seeing a cloud start one way and then I don't know how to say that, but that's how I'm seeing it. There's something about the brain working with ideas. So it's almost like receiving inspirations from, like, here's the horizontal and there's the vertical, right? That active and passive kind of arenas. And there's the brain I'm in. And it's like protecting the thoughts of the thoughts that one is thinking, that those thoughts protect my heart. And I kind of want to put my arms down and be open to receive this. And by being open, now I'm being very clearly, I'm hearing in the voices, and you might hear them like in your head with that brain thing. I hear voices in my head. So you could be hearing spirit, like a gentle flickering within your eyes, for this is where they guide. This is where I think in the brain, some people might, thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going nuts, or I'm thinking about my father, I'm thinking about whoever it may be in spirit, or my spirit guides. Male or female, because this is all very blended. This is all energy in motion. This is not, that's what it is. And yeah, there's like 3 to 6 of them, depending on, it's like 3 on each side. And they're speaking. I'm back to the 3 guides. Okay, I'm back to the 3 guides when it was flipped. Thank you. And it's like the 3 and the 3. Say of like the right brain, left brain. My conscious thinking, my unconscious thinking, whatever, physical, spiritual world, as I'm like navigating between worlds, because you might sense that you're navigating between worlds and you're hearing things and thoughts in your head. And with the Queen of Swords coming through, it's like not numbing them through lower vibrational spirits. This isn't to say not to enjoy. Moderation, moderation, moderation. So the 3 on each side of this, as there's a transmuting through this, become the 1. Okay, the 3 and the 3 becoming like each side of the wings, if I may, of the 1, which really is also reflected out horizontally. It's like working in both aspects at the same time. I am pretty sure I'm not saying this well or clearly, but thank you. Hopefully you're I feel like I'm getting the gist of it. The wisdom of, and it's really coming from the original spirit, whether or not you've had somebody pass of alcoholism, this, that, or the other. But even with the big ears, I feel like that message or might be for one, but the meaning above all is even seeing it from a collective, something about the brain and not something not getting hijacked. There's an eye that watches. There's an eye that watches in that works from behind. So it's like some ideas come from here and some ideas come from here. Now, I don't know if this is like when I'm sleeping and I'm laying on the back of my head, like that jade pillow area. But I almost kind of feel like I'm being... almost like massaged, like relax in your sleep state, to help relax in the sleep state so things can come down from this horizontal angelic energy, but it works in a different way. There's something I'm hearing that I don't know how to pronounce. And I don't know if I'm going to say it the wrong way because I don't know of what culture it's from or anything along that lines. But I'm gonna do my best here and just like hopo hoko oh no I don't know what it is, and it sends down like snowflakes like I'm seeing like the Sandman. And the Sandman, and then there's this other creature that works in service. And I say creature just because it's like a duck-billed platypus or something like that. And they help massage it in so it's well received to inevitably, again, through some sort of astral alchemy, I'm going to call it. I don't really know, because it's like that's, where the auric afterlife can meet. And I'm not... for some, like the afterlife is also in the astral, but there's, again, different layers of it. So it's like that's the common place. That's the common place that we meet. There's the one. Did your parents have some influence on whether or not you continued to a higher level of education? So I feel like this is, again, if this was a parent or some sort of person, thank you, that was a lot. This is in the conscious realm. Have influence. So this is the key thing I'm getting from this, but please follow your own. Did your parents have some sort of influence on whether or not you continued to a higher level of education? I personally want to draw in right now the influence. Maybe my parents were under the influence. Maybe I made choices and also took a similar path. Or I have I may remain very strong in my boundaries. So I do not follow in their footsteps. So I'm very moderate and aware when I consume spirits. Okay, so I'm going to follow that rabbit hole. Thank you. Because maybe if they were under the influence, or I'm susceptible to that, and because of certain reasons or the way things went on or their death or the way they acted, I had to take care of the siblings or I had to help take care of them, I couldn't pursue particular personal wants and desires for a higher level of education. But I feel like at this point in time, like I was coming back from the beginning, this is like, and it might have kept you up at night, like you just felt like I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? My heart hurt, and I didn't understand why people were hurting my heart when they were the parent, and why they would choose that influence. It does feel like a male. It feels like a father figure or grandfather, guardian, something along that lines. But I want to note they are working on the other side to help the very thing. They're on the same side as you. They're working from a very positive polarity to help you. And there's apologies, but not in the pity party way. I'm not even sure if there's a word for it. And whether it's you or if it's somebody in your family in adolescence, they're really trying to ward them off from falling into... See, this is the thing. It's like the path that was taken, or the alcoholism, or this... the spirit of that. It's the male that's stepping forward. He's not the trailblazer of that path. It's a frequency within the lineage that is available, that was agreed upon, not agreed upon, but everyone was aware because it offered a particular lesson or experience. Does that make sense? So I'm not trying to dismiss anything. What I'm trying to express is it's almost like taking the path of least resistance. And that's what this soul did, took the path of least resistance, which was, it's like falling into a groove, and you're trying to be off the groove, but it keeps like drawing you in, and it keeps drawing you into this groove, and you just take the groove. That was my choice, and it had consequences and affected other people. Because again, there's something about, even if it's not spirits in regards to drinking, other vibrational frequencies, luring what could be power and light, your power and light into a groove so that it's not tapped into. So the higher level of education, even holistic education, spiritual education, faith, whatever it may be, isn't achieved because it threatens something. Danger. It threatens that. Do you know what I'm saying? And you might feel as though you bear the weight of being the one. Release the weight. Release the weight of that. It's actually, in this very moment, what I'm sensing is you are the unicorn. You can already see it. You're already aware. The higher education was the experience. Humanly, I wanted to say unfortunately, but from a higher aspect, I understand it. And I'm like, okay. And now that I can see this, fire and ice of a unicorn, of a horse, I'm actually freeing myself, and I command what I wants me, and I don't want it to be removed. And I implement it. Phoenix, reborn, rebirth. This is the time. Discovery. It's like realizing you are the one because you are of one. And there are parents. Thank you. I'm going to close out here because I'm yammering on. If I can find it. Maybe not. No. There's also a wolf kicking around somebody. That feels like your personal animal, because the lions work as the parents and the guardians. They're both in there, male and female. I'm going to close out with uncaging the spirit within thou, the fertile power you hold. To taste your buttery velvet upon a tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. Your power is wanted by, it's desired. And it's like as though whatever you have been through, whatever the spirit has been through, there's a recognizing of like a holding back to these lower vibrational spirits. Not because they're bad, but they hold a particular existence experience. And you've already done that. You have completed that. You have completed that. It's like the pumpkin is the phoenix that turns into the carriage that carries you off. Out of the rut. And now you are a path maker. You are the path maker. Possibly the first in your family. Or there was gentle, very, very light treading on top, and you're reaffirming it, and that's going to become stronger. And they're going to be trails and tracks, not ruts. I hope this makes sense, and I hope this has been of service. I'm going to let you go. I am so grateful for your attention, your awareness, and your heartfelt energy through the scry. And thank you for being my muse. and to the spirit for stepping forward in their underworld to universal energies. Gratitude.